The room felt heavier than usual, like the air itself knew something had shifted before anyone even spoke. Billie Eilish sat curled into the corner of the couch, her oversized hoodie swallowing her frame, fingers nervously twisting the fabric at the hem. Across from her, pacing slowly but deliberately, was Nat Wolff, and the silence between them was louder than anything either of them could say. This wasn't just another disagreement. This wasn't one of those moments that would pass with a laugh or a hug or a quiet apology. This felt final. Billie's eyes followed Nat as he walked back and forth, like he was rehearsing something in his head. And that's when her heart dropped, because she knew that look. The same look people have when they've already made a decision, and now they're just figuring out how to say it out loud. "Nat, what's going on?" Her voice finally broke through, soft but shaking. He stopped. Turned. And in that split second, everything inside her tightened. "I can't keep doing this," he said. Simple words. Calm tone. But they hit like a shockwave. Billie blinked, like her brain refused to process it at first. "Doing what?" she asked, almost instinctively, like asking would somehow undo what she just heard. "This," he gestured between them. "Us." The pressure, the expectations, everything. The silence that followed was suffocating. Billie let out a small, almost disbelieving laugh, but there was no humor in it. "You're joking, right?" Nat didn't smile. Didn't move. Didn't take it back. And that's when it hit her. For real. Her expression changed instantly, like something fragile inside her. Cracked wide open. "Wait, no. No, you don't get to just say that and stand there like it's nothing," she said, her voice rising, trembling. "You don't just walk away like this." "I'm not trying to hurt you," Nat replied, his voice quieter now. "But I can't pretend everything's okay when it's not." Billie stood up so quickly the couch creaked behind her. "Then we fix it," she shot back. "That's what people do, Nat. They don't just give up." "I'm not giving up," he said, shaking his head. "I'm choosing what's right for me." That line, that one line, shattered whatever composure she had left. "For you?" she repeated, her voice cracking as tears filled her eyes. "What about me? What about everything we built?" Her hands were shaking now, her breathing uneven. The emotions she had been holding back for who knows how long came crashing out all at once. "You think this is easy for me?" Nat's voice rose slightly, frustration creeping in. "You think I haven't been thinking about this for weeks?" "Weeks?" Billie's voice broke completely. "You've been planning to leave me for weeks and didn't even think I deserved to know." The tears spilled over now, no stopping them. She turned away, pacing, trying to catch her breath, but it wasn't working. Every inhale felt too sharp, every exhale too heavy. "This is insane," she whispered to herself, running her hands through her hair. "This is actually insane." Nat took a step closer. "Billie." "Don't," she snapped, holding up her hand without turning around. "Don't come any closer." The room fell silent again. But this time, it was different. This wasn't tension. This was heartbreak, raw and unfiltered. "You said we were in this," she said, quieter now, but somehow even more painful. "You said we'd figure things out. Together." "I meant that at the time," Nat replied softly. "At the time," she repeated, turning back toward him, tears streaming freely down her face. "So what, now it just doesn't matter?" He hesitated. And that hesitation said everything. Billie shook her head slowly, like she couldn't believe what she was hearing, or maybe who she was hearing it from. "You know what hurts the most?" she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "It's not even that you're leaving, it's how easy you're making it look." "I'm not." "You are," she cut him off. "You're standing there like you've already moved on, like I'm just some chapter you're ready to close." Her voice cracked again, and she covered her mouth for a moment, trying to stop herself from completely falling apart, but it was too late. The meltdown wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic in the way people expect. It was worse. It was quiet, shaking, uncontrollable emotion spilling out in waves she couldn't hold back anymore. "I gave you everything," she whispered. "Everything." Nat looked down, his jaw tightening. "I know." "Then how is that not enough?" she asked, her voice breaking completely now. He didn't answer. Because there wasn't one. And in that moment, that silence said more than anything he could have possibly said. Billie let out a shaky breath, stepping back like she needed distance, not just from him, but from the reality of what was happening. "Okay," she said finally, nodding slowly, even though her eyes were still filled with tears. "Okay. I get it now." "Billie." "No," she said, wiping her face quickly, even though the tears kept coming. "I finally get it." Her voice steadied slightly, but the pain was still there, deep and undeniable. "You already made your decision," she continued. "So there's nothing left for me to fight for." That hit him. You could see it. But it was too late. She turned away again, wrapping her arms around herself like she was trying to hold herself together, because everything inside her felt like it was falling apart. Nat stood there for a moment, then another, like he wanted to say something else. But what was left to say? Slowly, he stepped back. Then turned. And just like that, he walked out. The door clicked shut behind him. And that sound, that small, quiet sound, echoed louder than anything else in the room. Billie stood there, frozen for a second. Then another. And then she broke. Completely. Sinking down onto the floor, burying her face in her hands as the tears came harder than before, no holding back, no trying to stay strong, no pretending she was okay. Because she wasn't. Not even close. And in that moment, the world outside didn't matter. The fame didn't matter. The cameras, the fans, the noise, none of it mattered. All that existed was the silence he left behind. And the pieces of her heart she didn't even know how to pick back up. The room felt heavier than usual that evening, like something unseen had already shifted before a single word was spoken. Billie Eilish sat quietly. Her fingers wrapped around a glass she hadn't touched in minutes. Across from her, Nat Wolff looked different, not physically, but in a way she couldn't quite explain. There was a stillness about him. A decision already made. And that was what terrified her most. Because Billie knew Nat. She knew his pauses, his hesitations, his overthinking.